Now I have to share something funny with you, and that is this 2-speed Baumalight mini skid steer. I know how to put it in high gear so that it goes fast, but what I don't know how to do is switch it back out of high gear. I just know that when you jump off of the pressure plate, it will reset and go back to first gear. So that's what I do every time when I get to the other end. I just hop up off of the pressure plate and it switches back to low gear. That way I can do some intricate work and power work. Maybe I should see if there's a manual on this thing somewhere. Hey there, hobby homesteaders. Welcome back to Peak's Peak. My name's Lucas, and today we're gonna put this thing to work on the house build. Well, the last work we did on the house was we got the land plane, we put it on the TYM, and we went over and we worked the ground and got it in much better shape. And then I got some upgrades delivered, and I'm excited about it. It's going to make working over there a whole lot easier. So I decided today when I got off of work that I really wanted to get out with this Baumalight TRL 630D skid steer and work some ground. We did a lot of smoothing out the ground around the house, but not right up against the house. And I've got some tight areas that I really couldn't get the tractor into to work on. I want to get the ground ready for us to start building, and I don't want it to be hard to walk around and be tripping and falling and all that. So today, we're going to get things cleaned up around the house so that we're ready to start building. This is going to be fun. That's right, our big upgrade is we have a driveway. We got gravel delivered all the way over to where the garage will eventually be built. This is starting to look like a place where a house is going to belong. You guys have been introduced to the Baumalight mini track loader, and I'm loving it. This is the first time that I'm gonna move any dirt with it. So I've got the bucket on. And when I talked to them about what I was going to be using this piece of equipment for, this is what I explained to them, is that we have a house that we're getting ready to build. We're going to have a lot of groundwork to do, landscaping, and we have pretty tight areas to work in. As we build our buildings here, as we build our house and then add on our garage, we're not leaving much space around these because we want to live in the woods. That means we have tight quarters to work in. And I don't like doing things by hand. I mean, call me lazy, but me and shovels don't get along. That's where this comes in. Now there's a bit of a learning curve to running this little track loader. I had never actually moved any dirt with it before I started filming this, and so it took a little bit of practice to figure out just how deep you could dig and keep traction in order to push. And even figuring out exactly where to stand on the pressure plate, because I'm not a real big guy, and if I don't stand near the back of the pressure plate, anytime I hit a bump it would bounce me up off of it and the machine would stop and reset. But really, I was surprised at how quickly I could adapt and learn how to operate this machine pretty efficiently. After running it for about 30 or 45 minutes, I felt pretty comfortable on it. I was able to pick up the pace, and I knew exactly what I could expect to get out of it. Now here's the thing, I've got a little Kubota BX23S as well as my TYM 4820, so I have machines that could have done this work. But especially behind the house here, it would not have been easy to turn around and maneuver as easily as I could on this little track loader. Not to mention, I noticed that these tracks actually pack the dirt in really well, and it doesn't leave ruts like tractor tires do. Now, as I mentioned before, Baumalight sent me this machine to borrow for a year and just use it on my channel and share my thoughts about it. So I intend to use it in every situation I can think of, just so that I can see how it stacks up against the other options that are out there. And I'm probably still in the honeymoon phase of our relationship here, but I am having a blast with this little machine. It's a lot of fun to operate, and you can tell that it is very well built.
Well, I've spent about a half hour on the little Baumalight, smoothing this out. I got to bring the backside down a little bit more because obviously we want some slope away from the house. And I'm not trying to just pack everything in here nice and tight up against this wall. I'm mainly just trying to clean everything up so that when I get lumber here and I'm ready to build, it's not so hard to get around while we work. And I'm also just learning how to operate this little Baumalight. It's not too hard to operate, but where I've not really ran skid steers very much, I've not done a lot of dirt moving other than on my little Kubota BX. So I've got to learn what you can and you can't do and how to get the ground good and level. And we're not doing bad. It's pretty easy to operate, but there is a learning curve, and I've got to be careful because sometimes I get jerky or accidentally go the wrong way with the controls, and I don't want to damage my block. One thing that I've got to do, I've got this last little section back here that I can clean a little bit of dirt out of, and I can use this dirt, but then I've got to go find me some dirt to start filling in around the rest of this, and it's gonna take quite a bit. I probably should have asked JD to leave me a pile of dirt to fill back in, to backfill around my foundation. Now, one question I'm certain that I will get is, why didn't I put in French drains? And here's my reasoning for that. Now you guys can tell me if I've already messed up or not. I am going to have patio all the way around this, essentially. We're going to have a concrete patio slash front porch across the front. We were going to build a deck, but we decided that probably for the same money we could have concrete and it would last forever. So we just decided we would do that. Well, I was already planning on putting a concrete patio on the back. Well, these sides are only 16 foot long. So kind of makes sense to just do the whole wraparound porch thing over time. Now I won't have roofing over all of it in the beginning, but eventually I'm going to have a roof all the way around this where we can come outside and be on a covered porch. And that will keep the rain away from the foundation to begin with. So as long as I control how the ground lays further out, there will never be any water near the foundation of my house. That's the long-term plan. So make sure I stick to it. So I think now what I'm gonna do is I'm going to probably go over there and start harvesting dirt that I can use to backfill around the rest of this. One of the things I've done here by doing this is my drainage around this footer, I've kind of sealed in, and we got rain coming this weekend. And of course, you know, the block is still open, so I may have a swimming pool up here when I come the next time. Well, y'all, I'm just gonna be honest. I think I'm gonna run out of fuel and my tank is empty. So I'm gonna have to go get some more diesel fuel. I may do just a little bit of digging over here, but what I got sidetracked with was I decided it was important to make sure that I don't have water running over to the house from uphill that direction. So what I did was kind of dig a swale right here where I've got a place for any running water to go instead of going toward my foundation. So we kind of got a general shape going here that's going to be a nice layout to keep the water going the way it needs to go. This thing is a blast. Well, what a difference a day makes. I kind of ordered all the lumber to frame my house, and they said, well, as luck would have it, we have a driver that doesn't have anything to do today, so we'll be there this afternoon. So there it is. Now it's actually just the lumber to get all the exterior done. All the Advantech for the flooring, OSB for the sides. So I guess that means I'm gonna have to get to work. But I still have some dirt to put in here. So I sent Caden over to get the Baumalight track loader, and I'm gonna finish filling this in. Now I'll just tell you, I probably wouldn't normally use the track loader for a job like this. I definitely would around back, but up front here, I probably could move dirt quicker with a tractor. but I'm trying to get good and proficient with the track loader, which is coming up behind me now. So I just kind of want to do it just so that I get more comfortable running it. What's up, buddy? What do you think? Got your brake set? Right on. You like it? It's fun, isn't it?
I put it at 2 times speed.
Oh, you did? Was it fast?
No, it was much faster.
Yeah.
It was a little bit faster, but not much.
Yeah. It's like it has to build up speed and then it just kind of takes off and goes pretty good. Blast the last couple of evenings trying to get this house site ready for me to start putting lumber on. And I think I'm there. Now, obviously, this is not, finished grade. In fact, I didn't pack anything in up around the house. I filled in the dirt, but I don't want pressure on my walls until I get my floor built. So I just put loose dirt in. The rain will kind of pack it down, but there won't be just tons of pressure against it. I didn't drive up against it and pack it in and all that. Get the back area kind of floated out, smoothed out where we can walk around everywhere. But raindrops are falling on my head. So it's time for me to get out of here. Appreciate you all stopping by Peak's Peak. Hope you enjoyed today's video. Until next time, get outside and enjoy God's creation because it's beautiful out here. Y'all have a good day.